crazy, insane. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Hey guys, and thanks for coming back for another episode of Dysfunction Junction. I'm your host, Kim, and you are listening to episode 17. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I hope everyone had a good week. Mine was good. Nothing too alarming. I mean, I didn't become a princess or anything. Oh my God. Seriously, am I the only person left on this planet that could care less about the royal wedding? I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's absolutely wonderful that a woman of color found her prince and is officially a princess. I mean, I think actually she is more like a duchess, but still, I think it's great. Good for her. And it's really good for little girls to see a woman who looks like them have their dreams come true. But I am not one of those people who, woke up early in the morning to watch the ceremony. Heck, I don't get up that early for anyone. Hell, one time Noah had a bird fly in his room in the middle of the night, and I told him to shut his door and sleep on the couch until it was later in the morning. However, in my defense, I could not determine if I was truly awake or if I was dreaming. Have you ever had that happen to you where you wake up and that dream is so real that you literally cannot tell the difference of whether or not that really just happened or if you were sleeping? It's scary. Anyway, we'll get back to the whole Noah thing in a minute, but I wanted to talk about the princess. Everybody's talking about the princess and the prince and la 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 la. But I wanted to know, I'm getting a little ADHD here. Damn it. Even though I wasn't that interested in the wedding, I figure there might be some other people who are listening who may be interested in the wedding. So I just wanted to see if there was any other people out there, anybody out there that have done, has done anything like just crazy to get ready for this wedding. And, I found the typical, people who, like I said, got up early, there's masks of the royal couple. They have, I saw they had like coffee made, like an espresso with, their faces designed on it. I mean, that's a lot of work. It's crazy. I mean, you should see this coffee. It's ridiculous. They actually have their own, what is this? Bottles of Marmite, which is yeast extract. I thought it was honey or syrup, but I'm wrong. It's yeast extract. Not sure what that is. Either way, it's gross. People are all dressed up. They're wearing, crowns and the British flag, and they're taking, I guess they have someplace, where is this place? Someplace in England where they have wax figures of the royal couple have sprung up in Windsor. And people have been taking selfies with the couple. And actually, the one of Prince Harry looks real. I mean, it looks like him. It's ridiculous. They have condoms in their honor. I mean, is that not ridiculous? Called the crown jewels. It's just bizarre. And they had them for Kate and William, too. I mean, they are a very, very cute couple. But I still can't help but wonder what their kids will look like. I mean, I know that probably sounds terrible. I mean, come on. She's this beautiful biracial woman, and he has red hair. And don't get me wrong, I think Prince Harry is a very, very handsome man. I've always thought he was cute. I liked the whole, black sheep, rebel without a cause type of thing. But I'm sorry, I'm just curious. I'm curious what their kids are going to look like. I can't help it. Anyway, they're cute. Good for them. I'm glad it's over. I really need to get them out of my news feed because it's driving me nuts. I'm done. Anyway, let's go back to Noah. So I was telling you, about what happened with Noah and the bird flying in his room. Now, my poor baby, he has had a lot of crappy things happen to him when it comes to our pets. So not only did he have the bird fly into his room in the middle of the night, but his bad luck with birds only continues. So at one time we had 2 parakeets. We had a blue one and a white one. And one day when Noah came home from school, and I don't know how this happened, but one of the animals, I don't know if it was the cat or the dog, knocked the bird cage over, and the birds got out. And so when Noah got home, he came home to find our dog with one of the birds in his mouth. Now, and the dog wasn't like the dog was eating the bird. He just had the bird in its mouth. But poor Noah. He came home all alone. I'm not sure where everybody was. My husband was probably running errands. I was at work. Jared, the other 2 were probably still at school, and 2 of them weren't even born yet. So I had to call my stepdad over to come and help him. I wasn't going to make him, I couldn't leave work, but I didn't want him to pick up a dead bird off the ground. It's terrible. So, and then what else happened? So then another time, the worst time of all, is when we had a cat that had a miscarriage on his bed. And that was terrible. And of course, it happened in the middle of the night. Nothing ever can happen at a decent hour in this house. So that I did get up for. But my poor baby, he could never catch a break with that stuff. That stuff happens to him all the time. So speaking of break, Piper ruptured her eardrum again. I had to rush her to the emergency room in the middle of the night. Never fails. I tried to get her to wait until I did everything. We tried the warm compresses. We tried the ibuprofen. We tried, a couple drops of warm oil in the ear and baby oil, and nothing helped. She carried on and carried on. You would have thought this girl was having a baby. She was in so much pain. She doesn't do pain. She does not. She has a very low tolerance for pain. She has a low tolerance for everything. Seriously, bugs, animals, aggravation. She just has a low tolerance for it all. And so I had to bring her to the emergency room. She ruptured her eardrum again. I don't know what we're going to do with this girl. She's a hot mess. She needs to be referred to the ENT or something, or the allergist, because this is like the 3rd ear infection she's had in like 3 months. It's the second time, no, maybe 6 months, but the second time she's ruptured her eardrum, and that can't be good. So, I don't know. My poor baby. She overreacts over everything. God love her. I really do. But and listen, this reminds me of a story. Okay, so this just made me think of something else with my daughter. Like, she overreacts over everything. I love her dearly, but she's a young girl. I don't remember being this emotional as a kid, but even if, we have our cat, the cat we've had, she's 7 years. We've had her for a really long time. She is an amazing hunter. And every day we come home, I am not kidding, our backyard is like her burial ground. My cat is a serial killer. It's ridiculous. Now, they say that when your cat brings you a mouse or a rodent of some kind, that's a present. They're bringing it to you to say, hey, look at me. Look what I did. I love you. Listen, I'd much rather do money, chocolate. Chocolate's nice. Diamonds, jewelry. I'm always a big fan. Don't need the mice and the rats and the chipmunks and the squirrel strewn all over my yard. Every day we come home, there is an animal on the porch. It's ridiculous. And God forbid Piper finds it, because she is screaming out in the backyard. I kid you not. More than one time, my husband and I have ran out in the backyard thinking somebody is trying to kidnap her, because she is carrying on so badly. It's ridiculous. I say ridiculous a lot, huh? My life is really completely ridiculous. Anyway, that reminds me of a story when I was a kid. When we lived in Las Vegas, my brothers were, 11, 12. They're Piper's age. And they're typical boys that go outside. They'd catch bugs and, all kinds of stuff. And there was one time where the boy, they would go out. They would catch lizards. We lived in the desert. So they go out there and they'd catch lizards, and they were supposed to be letting them go. But apparently they had been bringing them in the house and keeping them in something under their bed. I'm not sure what it was. But my mom and I had come home one day from wherever we were, and we opened the door, and it was like a massacre in the house. One of the dogs, again, stupid freaking dogs, can't they just keep their nose out of crap? They're so nosy. One of the dogs, we had 2 German Shepherds, had gotten into the boys' room and had let the lizards go. Again, I don't know what happened. We weren't there, but when we got home, there were lizard parts all over the kitchen. Not only lizard parts, but there was diarrhea and vomit all over the house. And immediately I started screaming. I must have been like 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, something like that. Screaming, running down into my parents' room, threw the covers over my head, and I'm like carrying on. And my mother's like, "You get back out here. You help me clean this up." I said, "No, ma'am. No, not going to happen. I don't care if I'm grounded for a month. Not cleaning that up." I don't remember if I ever got grounded. I probably blacked it all out, but I do not remember cleaning up those lizard guts. Gross. Not doing it. My God. They also had a time where they caught bees. Bees. They trapped bees. A big jar full of bees. My brothers were dumb. Sorry, I had to take a drink of my coffee. My husband found some Tim Hortons coffee at Shaw's, where we, in the town where we live. And it is delicious. We used to have, now Tim Hortons is like Dunkin' Donuts, but like the Canadian version of Dunkin' Donuts. And we used to have them everywhere around here. Now they're all closed up. There's like one maybe in like northern Maine, like on the outskirts, like right on the edge of Canada. I'm not sure what happened, but now we have all freaking Dunkin' Donuts on every freaking corner. It's ridiculous. I hate it. I mean, I like Dunkin' Donuts. I do, but I can't afford it. Not that I could really afford Tim Hortons either. That's why I go to Cumberland Farms, but and get my coffee for $1. Anyway, what else did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about the fact that, have you ever noticed that every house has a smell? Like every family has a smell. And you don't notice it because you live there every day, but if you ever walked into other people's houses, they have a smell. For instance, my grandmother's house smelled like cinnamon rolls and coffee. She loved to bake. It was a wonderful, very comforting smell. My house smells like pee and old milk. I kid you not. That's what it smells like. Every room in this house, I feel, stinks. And here's the problem. These kids are pigs. Okay? If they could pee in the toilet instead of on the outside of the toilet or on the register near the toilet, that might help. Or if they spill something, especially milk, that they either A, clean it up, or B, tell somebody. But no one says anything. Or they do clean it up and then they leave the towel that you've cleaned the milk up in a ball in their room, under their bed, or behind their door. So it stinks up the whole house. And then the smell travels to my car. So all I smell is nasty. I don't understand. Okay? Why are they so gross? And explain to me this. How does poop get on the wall? I still can't answer this question. I can't answer it. What are they rubbing their butts up against the wall? Are they scratching it like a bear? I mean, what is going on? What is the purpose? And also, why are there boogers on the wall in the bathroom next to the toilet? Okay? There is a roll of toilet paper right there. The roll of toilet paper, however, is not on the roll. It is sitting on top of the empty toilet paper roll. Makes sense. I mean, why would anybody take the empty roll off? I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, why would you take it off? It's so much easier to just lay the roll on top of the empty one. I don't even know why they even make toilet paper, toilet paper tube thingies, whatever you call. What is that called anyway? I know the toilet paper tube, okay, but what goes on? What does it go on to? I can't think of that name. The toilet paper roll. Toilet paper roll. But the roll is what the toilet paper's on, and then that roll goes on the toilet paper thingy next to the toilet. Is that a roll too? Oh, no. Anyway, if anybody has any ideas of how to get the smell of poop and sour milk out of your house, I am up for suggestions because this place stinks. I can't take it anymore. Anyway, on to other stuff. I think this podcast is really going to suck ass this time. I'm sorry, people. This is like the second or third time my dog's sleeping. If you hear my dog barking, it's because she's sleeping next to me and she's dreaming. Anyway, so this is not the first time I've tried to record this podcast. Every time I try to record it, something happens. So Piper came in here a little bit ago and she's crying and she's upset because her room is hot. I don't know what to tell you. We have air conditioning, but it's in the living room only. Everybody has a fan. I'm hot too, and I'm in here with the door shut, sweating my buns off so they can record this podcast. Then the next time I tried, I realized that I was recording on the wrong setting. So, the recording sounded weird and it was terrible, and I couldn't keep it like that. And and I talked about a lot of stuff too, and I can't use it. I couldn't use it. It's terrible. So now I'm recording this one, and now all I can think about are the other two times, and I don't know. I don't even know what am I doing, people? Please explain to me. Is anybody out there? Is anybody listening? Anyone at all? Is this even worth it to anybody? Am I affecting anybody's life? In a good way? I mean, yeah, I can affect you. Like, am I annoying you? Well, too freaking bad. I got shit to say, and I'm going to say it. Oh, crap, I said a bad word. Now I have to mark this as illicit now. This is a bad word. Anyway, what else did I want to talk about? Not to mention that my car stinks, but there's so many crumbs in the backseat of my car that if we ever got stranded anywhere, I think we could survive for quite some time. I'm not kidding. Do you ever look in your rearview mirror and see your kid eating a chicken nugget and you haven't been to McDonald's in 2 weeks? And do you stop the kid from eating the chicken nugget? I mean, technically it's chicken, and I guess it all depends on how your day is going. Have you had a really good morning and you don't want to rock the boat by taking the chicken nugget from the kid and hearing them scream? Or have you had a really bad morning and this chicken nugget is keeping this kid quiet and you would really just like to drive to work in peace? So I guess you kind of weigh your options. Do I have a quiet car ride now, or do I deal with diarrhea later? I go with the quiet. I mean, really, I'd much rather have a quiet car ride than, worry about poop. Poop's nothing. I deal with poop every day. I mean, you don't get silence every day. And that is something to treasure. It really is. I'm going for the food poisoning. I'm sorry. I'm taking quiet. I'm going with it. They're having the chicken nugget. I'm sorry. Picking my battles here, people. I seriously am. You pick your battles. Sometimes I let my kids go to school without brushing their teeth. Why? Because I don't want to fight about it. It's not a battle I choose to fight. We'll brush your teeth tonight before you go to bed. If I remember. And if you don't give me a hard time, listen, they're baby teeth. They'll get new ones. Don't sweat it. It'll be fine. Anyway, how long have I been recording? I like to always check because I don't want it to be too long. And 20 minutes already. Oh my God, I'm so excited. This is amazeballs. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, you know what? Okay, so there are two things. One thing that I wanted to talk about, which is kind of like, it's kind of like my, oh shoot, it just went right out of my head. Frickin' ADD. Okay, so this is like my segment, famously failing, you are famously failing. But this chickie isn't really famously failing, okay? It's Chrissy Teigen. Is that her name? Chrissy Teigen, right? Anyway, she's married to some guy. It just went right out of my head. Oh my God. Chrissy Teigen just had a baby, and she had a little boy, and she posted this picture on her Instagram, and it is her a couple days postpartum. She still has her nice round belly, and she has no makeup on. Her hair's up in a bun, and she has the underwear on that they give you when you leave the hospital. You know, that stretchy, holy underwear, so you can wear that big ginormous pad. And I think it's amazing that she posted that picture, because that is what we look like after. It is not beautiful. It is not glamorous. It is nothing pretty at all. You are a hot mess. Your stomach is still pregnant, but it also kind of feels deflated. You have these big drawers on that is got a huge pad stuck to it. Okay, you look like hell. I mean, you literally look like, you know, you've been run over because you just pushed a human being out of your body, you know. And she had somebody who is a model and a celebrity and somebody who's makes her money off her face, post this picture on Instagram and just made herself look very real. I don't know. Just very relatable. I think it was awesome. You guys go check it out. It'll make you feel so much better about yourself to know that, you know, even though they're a model or a celebrity or a famous person, what was I going to say now? I was so bad. This is going to suck. Because you know I don't edit, people. I don't do a lot of editing. I just had to redo the whole thing. Anyway, this beautiful model person is showing you that she is not afraid to show everybody this is what motherhood looks like. It's not pretty. Accept it. So there. So when you're not feeling pretty and you're feeling gross and you're wondering, okay, what day is it? It's Thursday. Did I take a shower this week? Did I even brush my teeth? Wait a minute. Where'd I put that baby anyway? You are not alone. So, there. Enjoy those big old granny panties and no bra. Oh, wait a minute. After you just have a baby, you have to have a bra, or otherwise you're going to be soaked. Anyway, I think I'm going to be wrapping this up. Look, it's been all evening that I've been trying to do this. I'm glad that my kiddos went to bed early. But one last thing I want to say. When you guys listen to this on Monday, it's going to be Veterans Day, Memorial Day. Yes, Memorial Day. And today we went to my father-in-law's grave. My father-in-law passed away a year ago in January. And my husband wanted to go and see his father's grave for Memorial Day. And he's buried along with, you know, at the VA cemetery. That place is amazing. They have all the white headstones and the flags next to them. And, you know, I will definitely put a picture of it on the website. But I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to all the veterans out there who have given your life, not only physically given your life for our freedom, but have maybe, given your life, in the fact that, you've given your life to the military, you've worked it, you've put your heart and soul into it so that we can have the freedoms that we have. I don't know if my brother listens or my dad, or, I have two brothers if they listen, but to my dad and my two brothers, I want to say thank you. Thank you for being veterans. Thank you for being who you are and serving your country so that my children can sleep safely tonight. Especially my brother Jason. He went to Iraq years ago. He was injured there. We're very lucky to have him with us. But it's because of people like you that, my children live in a place where they are free to be who they want to be. They are free to be gay if they're gay, transgender if they're transgender. They can be whatever they want, and they can live their truth and not be afraid, for the most part anyway, except for the total, the other a-holes that live around here. But I thank you, and I am proud of all of you, and I love you very much. So if you have a veteran in your life, hug them today and wish them a happy Memorial Day, because they've done a lot for you, and they will continue to do a lot for you and for this country. It takes a very big person to sacrifice themselves for others. So I thank you. Happy Memorial Day. I'm going to be wrapping up this podcast because it's El Succo. I do want to say one thing, though, for all my main peoples. Hosanna Church in Oxford is hosting a Lighthouse event on July 5th, 2018. The JJ Weeks Band will be performing there with a special guest, Austin French. And for those of you that don't listen to Christian music, JJ Weeks is a contemporary Christian band. They're not up there, old people singing hymns or a quartet or anything. They are a contemporary Christian band. We're talking drums, guitar, bass, everything. To date, the JJ Weeks Band have opened from everyone from Mercy Me in Casting Crowns to their label mates Unspoken. And in addition, the music has been featured on the official soundtracks for some high-profile films, including God's Not Dead and Four Blood Moons. With the debut of their first national release in 2013, the group earned a top 10 single with Let Them See You, a song that remained on Billboard's National Christian Audience chart for 29 weeks. And Austin French became a pastor at the age of 18 and led his own congregation for 3 years. And in 2014, he was runner-up on the first season of ABC's Rising Star. The doors open at 6 p.m. and the concert starts at 7. Tickets are $15. And if you go to the lighthouseevents.com, you can get tickets there. You can also get the link to all this stuff and more on my website at www.dfpodcast.com. So, like I said, I'm going to wrap this show up, people. I've chatted on long enough. My husband's probably wondering what the heck's going on. What am I kidding? He's asleep. He's not listening to any of this. Oh, my goodness. I do want to say, if you like what you hear and you want to hear more and you find it in your heart that you would like to donate a little bit of money, because this is free for you, but it is not free for me, please check out Patreon. It's $1, just enough, to buy me a coffee. We have other pay scales too, but $1 would be awesome. Please go to patreon.com. You can find us there at patreon.com/dysfunction junction. And I'm not sure if I've told you guys this before, but you can find me at most places where you can, hear a podcast. You can find me on Google Play. You can find us on Stitcher.com, Spreaker.com. All of these links are on my website if you visit it, www.dfpodcast.com. I have my own app in the Google Play Store, Dysfunction Junction. It is free. It's gotten some rave reviews. Go check it out. You can download that onto your phone and you can listen to this episode and past episodes for free. Free, people. So, and if, like I said, if you like what you hear, please share me. Again, if nothing else, if you want to just have, let somebody else have a good laugh to see what a freaking idiot I am. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Why? Because I like it. I like to talk. I like to hear myself talk. This is kind of like a journal for me. You guys listening to this is, you're basically getting like a little glimpse into my diary. I know, how boring, right? But if you would be so kind, if you do like it, please share this. Share me on Facebook. Share me on Twitter. Share me on Instagram. You can find me all of those places. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/dysfuncjunk7. A bug just flew right by my face. Oh my gosh, I almost ate it. I am sorry. ADD moment. Rewind. You can connect with us on Facebook at facebook.com/dysfuncjunk7, and of course on our Facebook group page at facebook.com/groups/DF podcast. If you prefer Twitter, you can find us at twitter.com/dysfuncjunkmom. And for all you Instagram peeps, you can look us up at instagram.com/dysfuncjunk7. And at last but certainly not least, and I think I already said this, check us out on Patreon. There you can listen to the podcast there. You can listen to my Patreon only podcast, Riding in Cars with Kim. I'm trying to get video on there as well, but as soon as I can learn how to use that software on my computer, I will get that up. But as you know, I am still learning on how to use the editing software for my music, for my jingle. Yeah. So yeah, that was it. I was going to give you a keto update, but I don't have time. I'm not doing it. I don't care. I'm tired. No one's listening anyway, except for one person, my mommy. Anyway, all right, peoples, I'm going to get out of here. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. Happy Veterans Day. Hug your veteran. Share this show, and I will talk to you people really soon. All right, peace.
Make me crazy, insane. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Insane. You make me crazy, insane. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.